Hey everybody, it's BK Mutt coming at you with another video, and today what we're going to be looking at is tips that you can do to help you win more online games. And better yet, some of them will be tips that you can do to stop you from losing online games, which is sometimes just forcing stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to be doing these tips and tricks. We're going to be going over some things, and there is some gameplay in this video of just Madden nonsense, and I'll point that out when it shows up, but it's just hilarious. There's going to be gameplay going on in the background while I'm talking to you about some things. If you find this video helpful, hit the like down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get more tips. And if there's anything you would like to see, to put something in the comment below that you want to get a look at. So what we're going to be starting with today is don't force plays. Forcing plays and making mistakes is the reason why everybody is beating you, if that seems to be your problem, because you're going for that big play, you're forcing that big play, trying to win on one throw every single time, and that's just not going to work. People are playing back, they're playing good defense, and they're waiting for you to make that mistake. Everybody wins off your mistakes. You got to reverse that role. You got to make sure you're winning off of everyone else's mistakes. Just play nice, reliable defense and take what they give you on offense. Like, drag routes aren't sexy by any means, but they get you 5 yards. Running it up the middle isn't a great big play, but it gets you 5 yards. It's moving the chains, getting the first down. That's what's going to get you wins. Not trying to force the game in one play. All you're going to do is turn it over. They're going to get down. They're going to come down the field. They're going to score on you, and you're not going to get anything out of that. Another one, watch yourself in what you're doing. Like, if you're being rushed in the pocket, you got to make quicker plays. That's where the drag routes come in handy. You're getting rushed, run out a drag route. That'll stop him from sending big blitzes because you're making 5-10 yards, you're moving the chain. He's not going to keep blitzing you because you're just moving up the field. If he's blitzing you continually to run or trying to set up a big play is not going to help you out in that aspect because you're going to get to the blitz before your play develops. So try running some drags or quick slants or out routes or wheel routes just to try to relieve that blitz pressure, because if you can't relieve that blitz pressure, he's just going to keep sending the blitz and you're never going to move the ball and you're going to get frustrated. And another one is try to run one formation great. Like, don't be bouncing around between bunch and gun, single back, I formation, because what tends to happen there is you run 1, 2, maybe 3 plays out of one formation and 1, 2, maybe 3 plays out of another formation. When you come into a game, by the second half comes around, he knows what you're running based on the formations you're coming out in. So, like, when you run the jet sweep, if you don't have any other play that you run motion like that, where you have the wide receiver coming across to pick up the ball in the jet sweep, he knows when he sees that motion coming across the field, you're running the jet sweep. Every once in a while, throw in the fake jet sweep, where when the wide receiver comes across, your running back takes it up or your quarterback takes it up through. So run the jet sweep 2 or 3 times in a row, and then hit him, not in a row, but like in that motion where your wide receiver's coming over, and then maybe that 4th time you're going to run it, change it to the running back. So when he sees that wide receiver coming over, he's going to, say he's using his middle linebacker, he's going to swing his middle linebacker to pick up on that wide receiver. That's going to leave the middle of the field open. That's how you're going to blow out a big run. Or when you come out in single back formation, for instance, you can have the 2 tight ends do a drag route and your wide receiver run up the line. So when you're streaking your one wide receiver, that takes out the 2 guys along the side. That takes out the man covering them, and that takes out the safety in the back. So when you hit your 1 tight end on the drag, you can keep dragging that. And then eventually he's going to cheat that corner. And when you see that corner cheat where he stays down and under on the hard flat, you can hit your wide receiver on that stretch in between the safety and the corner. And then that gives you a bigger play. But they're playing back. People are going to be playing back, and they're going to be cushioning for the big passes, and when they realize you're not throwing the big passes, or they're going to be sending you on blitzes, so they're either playing back or they're going to be blitzing, you got to play the in between there on the short, quick dump offs. You're not going to get the big play when they're playing back, and you're not going to get the big play when they're blitzing. So you do the dump offs, and that sort of it sort of spreads it out a little bit because they're not going to keep sending their blitzes when you're just dropping it over. Quick little drags, quick slants. You're moving the chain, getting closer. They're gonna relieve the blitz, and they're gonna start playing zone, and they're gonna start playing man on whatever you're doing. And when they start playing man, drag, maybe send a wheel route to your running back to the opposite side of the field, because they'll be trying to shut down what you've been doing, and they'll leave stuff open. You gotta find the openings on the defense just by running simple plays. They're gonna open things up for you. So if you run drag routes or quick slants, they're gonna start adjusting, and when they start adjusting, you need to have a separate play in the same formation that will expose what they adjust to. So there, for instance, there's the play I was talking about where you got a streaking wide receiver on the far left side. You got your two tight ends that do a drag, a cross drag against each other, and then you got your running back with a wheel route. So if he shuts down the drags, I got to look at how he shuts down the drag, and that'll either give me my wheel route open or my streaking wide receiver open. And then on defense, just use your middle linebacker and play to your strengths. If you've got corners and safeties that are better in zone, play zone defense. I know zone defense is not the greatest right now. You got to get up to those thresholds, which I've got a couple of corners at 91 threshold in Asante Samuels and Troy Vincent, and I can tell between those two and Stephen Gilmore, I can tell that those two hit the threshold because they'll make diving interceptions. They'll make plays on their own. And I don't run man because those are zone receivers. So I'm not going to go out and run man and run against my own team. I'm going to play to my team's strengths. I built a team to play zone, so playing man just doesn't work. And plus, man's a little broken right now with some of the receivers out there with speed. You're not going to keep up. Like there's John Ross's, Tyreek Hill's, Henry Ruggs. These are all really fast cards, and there's not that many corners out there that you can go and pick up to cover the speed of some of these receivers. So you got to play to your strengths, and you should never be coming out in a 4-corner set if you only have 2 good corners. Like if you only have 2 good corners and 3 good middle linebackers, you're not coming out in a 4-corner set. Or if you do enjoy coming out in like nickel, or nickel is your way of playing, know the man power that you need for the position of that formation. So like I need 2 safeties, I need 2 middle linebackers, I need 4 on the line, and I need 3 corners. I'm not gonna run out and go buy 3 expensive linebackers when I'm only gonna be using 2. So that's where, and then when you start moving around, and like when your opponent starts moving around, different formations, trying to find something to shut you down on, you need to just take a look at the field. Look what's out there. If I've got 3 wide receivers and he's got 3 middle linebackers and 2 corners and his safeties are playing cover, I know there's going to be a speedy wide receiver on my team that's going to break through and beat that middle linebacker. That's where your adjustments come in, because now I don't want that wide receiver running some sort of out route. I want him running something where his speed is going to beat that middle linebacker on the coverage. Or when you notice the linebackers covering your running back, that's a wheel route all day. You send your running back to the outside, you throw him the ball, he is going to beat that middle linebacker wide. You're going to get the first down, and probably more depending on if your wide receivers block up field for you. You got to take what you're given, and you got to feed off their mistakes. If you can shut them down on one play, say they run the one play, their first play is going to be a run to get a feel for everything, get the game going. The first play is usually a run. If you stuff that first play, they're going to feel like in their second play, they need to get a first down. So you're going to play a little back. You're not going to play aggressive. You're going to play a little back, and you're going to shut down that pass because he will pass it, and he will try to get the first down. You're going to play solid defense, make sure everything's covered. Don't send 3 extra guys at the quarterback. Just send your 4, play back, play coverage, beat whatever he does, because he's not going to run twice if his first run didn't get anything, because he's going to need to move the sticks. He's going to feel like he needs to move the sticks. So you're going to play back, and you're going to cover. You're going to beat that play, and he's going to feel like he needs to do it again. You're shutting out the run by making him feel like he's got to throw. Which brings you to another point. When you get your downs, you need to get points. Need to get points. I know everyone wants the touchdown, but run your drags, run the ball. Don't do anything fancy the first drive. Just make sure you get points. Because when they feel like they're losing, they're going to come out aggressive. And when people come out aggressive, they make mistakes. They start forcing stuff. They start forcing the ball. And as you're seeing in this gameplay in the background, the two games I've been playing, they've been forcing balls and I've been getting picks. The game's not even blown out. The game's not even ridiculous yet. When the game's 6-0, 7-0, or 3-0, there's lots of time. You only need one good drive to get the win, to get the lead back, and people don't think about it that way. They think they're behind and they need to get back now. They totally disregard clock management. They go for that big play. If you just don't give them that big play, people will get frustrated. And when people get frustrated, they try to force even more things, or they get down on themselves, and what they would try doesn't work because they're trying to force it. They're not being patient because they're frustrated in how you're playing. On defense, they get frustrated on drags, quick slants, wheel routes, running up the middle, because all these gain little 5-yard, little 6-yard plays. This frustrates a defense. And then they send blitz, which opens up another man, or they cheat their safeties in, or they cheat their corners in, which leaves a deep play open on your one outside streaking wide receiver, or they cheat their middle linebackers to the outside, which leaves the middle open for running. These are all things that are forced mistakes based on getting frustrated. And then when you're on defense, if you're just playing back, not letting them get that big play that they so desperately want, they need that big play. People are coming out, they need that big play. And if you're not giving them that big play, they're going to force that big play even more, which causes turnovers, which causes you to win the game. Don't be the one making the mistake. Don't be the one giving up the ball. Play safe, conservative football on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. You know what plays work for you. Do those plays. You don't need 50-yard plays every throw. Do the 5-6-yard plays. Get under your opponent's skin. It's a chess match. It's slowly. It's a process to win this game. You're not going to win the game on one throw. Work your way upfield. Manage the clock. You're only going to get at most 3, maybe 4 possessions in a game. You need to make those possessions count. You need to take advantage of moving the ball slowly up the field, chewing down the clock. When they see that clock being chewed down, they're going to be like, I need to make a play now. I need to get this ball upfield, get points, and get ahead of my opponent. That's why you're just going to play conservative football and make them make the mistakes. You don't make the mistakes. You get more wins. This is BK Mutt telling you how to win games. Peace.